Hi everyone, Chris the Suffolk Record Collector back here again with another video. Today I'm going to do a video on rock/metal albums that are in my rotation bin. These are all rock albums and one or two metal albums that I've been listening to recently, off and on, along with many other genres of stuff. But it's just a few here. I'm going to go through them quite quickly because I've got quite a few. So right, let's start. First off, Canned Heat's first album. This is an original UK pressing, I think from '68. Not an easy album to find today. Brilliant album. Containing tracks like everyone knows, Rollin' Tumblin', Bullfrog Blues. There's actually got a version of Dust My Broom on here from Robert Thompson, great blues player. These are all cover versions, all covers of early blues numbers, and they've put their own twist to it. Absolutely brilliant. I love Canned Heat. This is on the original Liberty label, you can see that, in fairly good condition. Quite a nice thing, quite a rare album to find first pressing of that today. I've had that for years and years. I've also got again, this is the Sunday's reissue, also on mono. The original was on mono, this is on mono too, on lovely yellow vinyl. Even this is not easy to find now. This is a reissue, not easy to find. Sounds great. So that's those two. Next is a Grateful Dead album that I've been listening to a lot just recently, and that is Blues for Allah. Again, this is an original UK first press. Beautiful condition. The sleeves in beautiful condition. A good album, very good album of theirs. I like that one a lot. That is on Grateful Dead Records. If you can see, it's on Grateful Dead Records. Lovely condition. Nice album. A good Grateful Dead album, that one. Next, I've been listening to, if I've been grabbing a Black Sabbath album, it's been this one recently, which is their debut album, Black Sabbath. A nice gatefold. This is my original copy. I've had this for years and years. This is a reissue on WWA from about 1974, 73, 74. Classic album. It's all been said. I mean, the title track, Black Sabbath, the intro to that and the way it starts, amazing. The Wizard, Behind the Wall of Sleep, N.O.B. Evil Woman, Don't Play Your Games With Me, Sleeping Village and Warning. One of the best debut rock albums, or metal albums, of all time. This was released originally in 1970. Fantastic album, fantastic. I love Black Sabbath, I love all their stuff. So, that is on WWA Records. Brilliant album. Next, I bought this last year. This is Deep Purple in Rock. UK first pressing. And this is a true first press. Brilliant album. But last year I was in a record shop somewhere, I won't say where, and this was in a rack marked up as a 70s reissue. I come home, do my research, it's not a 70s reissue. It is the true first press on a laminated sleeve. I just love it when you go places and they don't know what they got, because this was cheap. This was very cheap. So that's Deep Purple in Rock, and that's on obviously First press on the original Harvest label. That was released in 1970. Another amazing album from 1970. Next, we have my absolute favourite Rainbow album of all time, Rainbow Rising. Obviously with Ronnie James Dio singing. Yeah, this is the original UK first pressing on Polydor, Oyster Polydor. My absolute favourite Rainbow album of all time. I mean, Ronnie James Dio on there is fantastic. I mean, he's a brilliant vocalist anyway. I've got more to show from him. But I think this is probably the best thing he ever put onto vinyl, Ronnie James Dio. It is just, his vocals on here are fantastic. The tracks are fantastic. It's just an iconic rock album. That was from 1974. Carrying on with Ronnie James Dio theme, because I like the band Dio. Is the band Dio's first album, Holy Diver. Fantastic album. I honestly think this is the best Dio album of all time. The first three albums are hard to distinguish from what's best and what's not. Sometimes I'll have another one higher than the other and vice versa. That's on Vertigo, the album Holy Diver. So it's quite a hard album to get a hold of at a decent price now. Prices have skyrocketed for this album. Also, we have Dio's second album, The Last in Line. This is nearly as good, if not as good, as Holy Diver. Some people rate this as their best Dio album ever. Like I say, the first Dio albums, I believe, the guitarist was Vivian Lee. He left after the third album, I believe, for the first time. I don't think Dio's sound was ever quite the same again. I know he did return later, but I don't think they were quite the same. And thirdly, I've got the third Dio album. Sacred Heart. Fantastic album. Original UK first pressing. Dio's brilliant on all three of these albums. The vocals are fantastic. The music was fantastic. It's, like I said, it's hard to distinguish between the three, which is better and not. It comes in a nice sleeve. And that was on Vertigo. In my opinion, these three Dio albums are the best Dio albums from the band Dio. End of story. So if you're looking to get into Dio, try and start with these three albums if you can find them, because they're absolutely brilliant and they're getting harder to find. And like I say, Holy Diver now commands quite a price. Quite an expensive album now. I've had them years, so it don't matter. Next, I do like listening to a bit of Whitesnake, and this is the one I usually go to. UK first pressing of Live in the Heart of the Sea. It's a live album. You've got on side 1 and 2 is recorded 23rd and 24th of June 1980, and then you've got side 3 and 4 recorded live at Hammersmith in 1978. Whitesnake were the first band I ever saw live, and that would have been probably around about 1980 when I saw them live. Could have been 79, but that definitely wasn't 78, so I reckon that was 1980. Fantastic album, obviously an offshoot of Deep Purple, so a Rainbow. This is on United Artists. A good album. It's a good recording, sounds good. You've got some good stuff on here. You've got Walk in the Shadow of the Blues, Love Hunter, Fall for Your Love and Ain't Gonna Cry No More, Ready and Will and Take Me With You, Come On, Might Just Take Your Life, Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City. Side 4, you've got a real good version of Mistreated. It's from the Purple track, Mistreated. Absolutely brilliant. That's Whitesnake. I've got to shoot on a bit here or the video is going to be too long. Next off, a band that don't get the love they deserve, I feel. Their earlier stuff is absolutely brilliant, and that is Magnum. This is their first album, Kingdom of Madness. Brilliant album. Standout tracks in the beginning. Kingdom of Madness was amazing. Lords of Chaos, The Bringer, and All Come Together. They're the standout tracks on here. That's Magnum. That's the UK first pressing. That's with a lyric sheet. And that's on the Jet label. This is not metal, this is rock. Very, very good. Like I say, and this is their debut album from 1978. If I grab for a Magnum album these days, and I'll have a lot, it's usually this one first. Absolutely, in my book, absolutely brilliant, that album. I don't think there was hype, but it never really escalated into anything. I know late 80s they had a big hit with, I can't remember the name of the album, Wings of Heaven. Don't particularly like that because it's overproduced and it's so, you know, Magnum are not that. The Magnum I like is the early Magnum. So next off, got to be in contention for one of the top 10 best live albums of all time, this one. That's UFOs, Strangers in the Night. Had this for years. This is a UK first press. Oh, you can see Chrysalis. In lovely condition. I've had this for years and years and years. A brilliant live album. It sounds absolutely amazing. It's got all the good stuff you'd want on here. It starts off in side one, Natural Thing, then Out in the Street, Only You Can Rock Me, Doctor Doctor, Mother Mary, This Kid's Love to Love. Side three, Lights Out, Rock Bottom, amazing track, Rock Bottom. Side four, Too Hot to Handle, I'm a Loser, Let It Roll, Shoot Shoot. This is a really, really good album. Like I say, it's recorded really well. It's from concerts in America, I believe. I did know, but escapes me now over a few nights, a couple of different concerts. Really, really, really good album. In my opinion, in contention for one of the top 10 live albums recorded of all time for me. But that's just me, my opinion. It's not written in stone, and who am I to say what are the best live albums, really? Next, we've got Scorpions, and I love this album. It's the album In Trance from Scorpions. This came out in 74, this is early, 76, this is 76. And you've got Dark Lady on here, In Trance, Life's Like a River, Top of the Bill, Living and Dying, Robot Man, Evening Wind, Sun in My Hand, Longing for Fire, Night Lights. It's a brilliant, brilliant album. Brilliant album. And that's on RCA. Obviously, this ties in with UFO because you have Rudolf Schenker, a guitarist, in here. But before this album, they had an album called Lonesome Crow, which wasn't released in the UK till the 80s. But that contained both Rudolf Schenker, the band Scorpions, then had both Rudolf Schenker and his younger brother, Michael Schenker. Well, Michael Schenker left UFO and went and joined up with left Scorpion, and joined up with UFO, and and he was with UFO for quite a few years, and that's obviously UFO's best period, from when Michael Schenker joined in round about, I don't know, would have been about 74, about 73, 74 he joined. So that's that, a little bit of history on Scorpions and why they tie in with UFO. Next, this is an album I bought the other year. That's a good album. I like it. That is Pearl Jam, Spin the Black Circle, live in Seattle, 95. Yeah. This is taken from a radio recording. They did a radio session. They were playing in one of Eddie Vedder's houses, bedrooms, I believe, and that was satellite that was beamed on these radio stations across America. There's quite a few. When I got home, I did my research on this. Discogs list this as a bootleg. If it is a proper bootleg, then it's really, really good quality. I think when they produced the album, when they come to release it, they had copyright issues in the United States, so they weren't allowed to sell it. And it is on Fox Records, but those restrictions didn't go as far as Europe, and I believe this was released in Europe as an official release. I could be wrong, but from my research, I believe that's what happened. You've got mostly you've got tracks on here from Vitology. If you don't know, side one, you've got Spin the Black Circle, Satan's Bed, Corduroy, Not For You, Immortality. Side two, Last Exit and Blood. Then you've got Tremor, Christ, Porch and Indifference, and I think that those last three are from the two earlier albums. I could be wrong. I'm not a great Pearl Jam aficionado or anything, but I do like this album. It is quite good. It's recorded quite well. That's what makes me wonder if this really is a proper bootleg or not. But that's Spin the Black Circle from Pearl Jam. Next, I've only got a few left. Next, favourite album from Metallica, without a doubt, this is probably my favourite, Master of Puppets. And it's my favourite for one main reason, really. The track Orion on here is just mind-blowing, and I believe that to be probably the best track from Metallica, end of story, in my book, for me. But that's only my opinion. An amazing album. Master of Puppets is an amazing album. It's not first press. This is a 1989 reissue on Vertigo Records. But it's mint. It's a lovely thing. It's mint condition. And I love it. And I do play this fairly regularly, even still today. Like I say, I'm not really into metal. I mean, I like Metallica and some of the heavier bands. But I was trying to broaden my horizons, and I come across this, and I thought, well, I'll give it a try. And I'm certainly glad I did. Because it turned out it's just quite a rare thing, as well as it's bloody good. This is Helloween. Now, from my research, this is their first ever release. This is a German release. And it's on Noise Records. And it's a mini LP. So, on side A, you've just got 3 tracks. You've got Starlight, Murderer, and Warrior. All 3 of those brilliant tracks. Side B, you've got Victim of Fate and Cry Freedom. And, wow, they're just awesome, awesome tracks. I do believe this was released in 1985. This is 1985. And I believe this is a rarish thing, and it's Helloween's first release. Came with a sleeve, and on here they're tipped to being something quite big by the record company. It's got lyrics, the tracks, and it's on Noise Records. You can see that. Yeah, nice thing, brilliant album. I mean, it's a heavy album, but it's I like it. It's different. It's different to other stuff, and I'm going to have to seek out more Helloween to see. So if you've got anyone got any thingies that I should, any albums from Helloween I should check out, put them in the comments. Comments are always good. That's all I've got for today. Comments are really always good and constructive. Yeah, so that was rock and metal albums that have been being played recently. So thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.